It's brighter now, the sun is on us, and we are continuing talking straight with Subramani. The topic for this video is experience, a teacher or an impediment. In your first market cycle, what do you think? You think you can try your hands at everything that looks attractive. You do try your hand at so many things, and quite a few of these things work out for you. Does it mean that you have some secret sauce which others don't have? Chances are that you will believe it if you are in your first market cycle. But it doesn't last. After that market cycle, you have a bear market when you start your real learning. And what do you learn? You learn what you should not do the next time you're faced in the same situation. In every succeeding market cycle, people do less and less because they learn more and more from every previous market cycle. But even as they are doing less and less, a new set of people will be experimenting and they could be doing very well too. The last 1 year has seen so many people do extremely well, but on the other side, there are a lot of people who are just spectators, who are in the gallery watching what's going on. They do have strong views on what's going on, but often when people who are doing very well experimenting are told not to do what they're doing, they tell the person telling them, what do you know? You may have experience, but you are not current. I'm going to ask Subra about exactly what I said now and more. So let's go straight into the conversation. Subra, is experience a teacher or an impediment? How many SME IPOs did you apply?
I don't apply in IPOs. So it hardly matters whether it's an SME IPO.
How many SME stocks do you own now?
None.
Zero.
Very close to none. Or these are old companies which are already there, not new companies. They may not have been listed in the last 3-4 years. They may have got listed much earlier. So they may be small cap, but they won't be SMEs.
How many deep tech companies do you own?
Maybe 1 or 2. That's it. So, yeah, some companies using technology, application, yeah, something
SaaS,
like
how many SaaS companies you own?
I don't think it's got too many.
So that brings us to the core question: is experience a teacher or an impediment?
Yeah, somebody asked me to speak about equity markets. I said, which Subra do you want? Do you want the 1979 to 2002, 2003 Subra, or the 2002 to 2024 Subra? Because 1979 to 2002, which includes that horrible 1995 to 2002 when the market actually went down, I thought market was a huge bear market with occasional bull highs, right? And 2002 to 2024, I realized market is a long bull run with occasional drops. So when you tell these people, say, oh, market fell in 2008, but if it falls in 2008 and recovers in 2009, or falls in 2007 and recovers in 2008, it's not a fall, because you don't run out of patience in 3 months or 6 months. You run out of patience over 3 years, and you say nothing is happening. That has not happened to anybody who has come after 2002. So somebody can say I have 20 years experience, but it is 20 years of the same thing.
When you say when you run out of patience, you're talking of becoming deeply frustrated.
Correct.
And want to exit.
Correct.
That is loss of patience.
Correct.
Not just getting upset about a small thing and then next morning getting back to normalcy.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody who's been in the market since 79, March 2020, I thought it's going to take 3 years to recover. It took 3 months to recover. Nobody expected that. I didn't expect. I bought in March 2020. By September, my portfolio had doubled in some of the shares that I bought. Something went up 4 times, something went up 5 times.
Yeah, we discussed startup hour. You saw how it has gone. 27, today it's 15 times.
Yeah, so unbelievable returns have been made, which makes it more scary, because you thought after 2-3 years of bull market, there'll be one bear market. It does not happen. Market not going down is you're wondering where is the value add that you are doing to your own portfolio. It is just going up. So anybody can buy something, wait, and it goes up. It looks very easy, and that is what scares me.
So you haven't applied in a SME IPO, you haven't bought SME stocks on listing. You have not bought solar stocks.
No.
You have not participated in the so-called, you know, new age businesses like RateGain, Zaggle.
Uh,
You have not bought any of
no,
these
no,
companies.
nothing. Or if I bought, I've traded out. I have not had the guts to hold on for too long.
The conviction there
Yeah,
is
no
not high.
conviction in the long term story, but I will still buy. I mean, I bought say Zomato, I bought Paytm after it
Achha,
was
those are the
battered
two.
down.
So you have some
Yeah, I
platform.
have something, but I bought Paytm at 370, nowhere near that 1800 and all that it went to. When it got hammered down, I bought. I said, okay, some value will be found because it has got sophisticated investors who will find something to do. So therefore, I bought. But I mean, I bought Zomato. I started buying Zomato at 47. But I still like the old economy companies like say an Indigo. You know they're building market share. You know it's worth buying, so you
You're
can buy
calling
it for the
Indigo
long
old
run.
economy.
Yeah, old. It's a 20-year-old company.
Okay.
We are
In
aging.
India,
We
it
are
is
aging.
sunrise business here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's 20 years old. I mean, it's like Amazon is 20 years old. You don't realize, you think it's a young company. And remember, when you say 20 years back, you mean 2000, right? And you think, oh, 20, oh my God, yes, it's 24 years back, it was 2000.
So I saw this interesting conversation in a WhatsApp group and on Twitter as well, where a youngster was mocking investors in PVR, saying that you guys don't know these kind of companies don't have a future. And then the thread of comments of others, and it's fascinating to read how people see a business within a few years, how they change their perception, and how they call the sunset when the stock price goes down or you have few bad quarters. Even in an industry where 70% is controlled by one company. Okay, 10 years back you would have called it a moat. Today people are calling it a sunset. Similarly, we see even in many industries which do extremely well, the inclination to call what is fully discovered as an end state, or a game that is about to end. That tendency is very high. It's very, very high. Also, on the contrary, if anything new comes, to overplay what is new is also very high. That you see in the new age themes like solar, hydrogen, and you will see it in multiple areas where something new is coming to India, a lot of money is going in. So people see that, oh, phenomenal opportunity. SaaS is another thing. The tendency is to position ordinary businesses as SaaS companies so that you will get elevation. So wherever people are able to storify, there they are willing to believe what may not be true. But where the story is becoming stale, they are not even willing to believe what is already there. So what happens is the company comes to valuations which normally you would not expect that company to come to. PVR is one good example I mentioned. Then calling some industries sunset is another thing. Like, well, there is some merit in that actually. While I talked about PVR, they have been right also on some things. I have to acknowledge that. For example, they have been right on radio. The younger generation has been right on radio. They have been absolutely spot on dish dish television, the satellite business. So they have been right on certain businesses, and they are now coming across strongly on some other business on which the jury is still out. Usually, an investor would not call out a sunset in an industry so fast, but today youngsters are ready to do it. And similarly, they are also calling out sunrise too early. What are your thoughts on both these? Calling sunset too quickly, calling sunrise too early. What are your thoughts?
See, if you take companies which are in, say, doing loans, etc., through apps, they don't have money. They will still need a backer. So they will need a SBI or HDFC Bank behind them to be able to give loans. It is not going to be so easy.
Or you need the AMC to give you QIP.
Correct. You need somebody who is sophisticated at your backbone for you to do any fancy stuff. When a guy creates a new business, he's assuming that internet will be on. He's assuming that electricity will be on. So somebody is using a Tata Power, somebody is using an Airtel or a Geo platform to do it, right? Zomato cannot exist on its own without these platforms. Without electricity and without internet, there is no Zomato, there is no Swiggy, there is no Ola, right? So they have to, you cannot say, oh, they are sunrise, so Tata Power is sunset. It's not. Tata Power has to supply power for these businesses to happen. So you have to be very careful into saying what is sunrise and what is sunset. Like HDFC Bank is what, 40 years old today. It's not sunset. Banking is not sunset. Within banking, leaders may change, but banking will exist. Power companies will exist. You can say ways of creating power, but I don't see fossil fuels running away. I find an NTPC, I find an ONGC, I find Reliance and Tata Power and all existing, and I don't see them going away.
No, but you would have observed that Tata Power is today repositioning itself as a renewable company. It's not calling itself a power company.
Correct.
Similarly, Reliance is repositioning itself as a company which is incubating new age businesses. It does not want to be seen as a O2C major, not even as a telecom company.
Correct.
Right? It wants to be seen as a platform company or as somebody getting into energy, renewable energy, or somebody who is getting into hydrogen, or maybe something more. I mean, the newer companies, financial services, fintech. Reliance is positioning itself very differently. I mentioned to you about Tata
Yeah, so
as well.
basically, if you ask me, 100 years back also you have to do the same thing. Find whether the management quality is good, find whether they are able to attract the best. On the first day, if you go to an IIM or to the CA Institute, are you able to attract the best talent? Do you strive for market share? Do you strive for excellence in your product? The same things hold true, right? The question is, you may go wrong with the industry, but these things don't change because a company management is good. They will know how to adapt. So whether it is a HDFC Bank or a Cholamandalam Investments, I'm sure they're changing how they do business over periods of time. So if they don't, if they're not able to adapt, they'll die. I mean, we've seen Kodak or some of them just die, but somebody who is more sophisticated will be able to adapt to new technology and be able to do it. So the, again, the basic question: can it attract good talent? Can it attract good money when it needs it? Can it attract? Is the management willing to share the revenue with you? Do you have a clear? Do they have a clear dividend paying policy? These are the things which I would have looked for maybe 100 years back. My grandfather may have looked for the same thing. 40 years back, I may have looked for the same thing. The same thing that I'm looking for today.